it might be challenging, it might be tough, but like what's more tough is letting that resentment build, letting that anger build, letting those negatives feeling build, and then that turning into a fucking avalanche of negativity. It is June 20th, 2019. My name is Josh Moxey. I am an aspiring entrepreneur, and I choose to document my journey. And in today's episode, I want to talk to you about being truthful and being radically transparent. This is something that I've struggled a lot with, continue to struggle with, but in the past 24 hours, I feel like I've really grown in this aspect of just giving truth raw. It is tough for me because I really do care about people's feelings. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. I want people to make sure they're bought into the conversation rather than me just forcing it on them. So I have struggled with this in the past, and I have let truths that have otherwise should have been said be unsaid. And that's problematic because if there's things in my mind that I want to say but I'm not saying because I'm holding back and I'm trying to protect the other person, first off, that's doing them a disservice, but it's also doing me a disservice because it's shooting myself in the fucking foot. Because when I hold back on things, I'm in the process of building resentment slowly. But when I get those things off my chest and we can talk about things, I feel so much better. And I had a conversation with the person that I've been meaning to have a conversation with, and it felt so fucking good to get all this shit off my chest. I almost didn't hold back a little bit. I'm pretty sure I said every single thing, maybe save for a couple things, but it was just everything was so transparent and raw, and I just wasn't trying to sugarcoat things because honestly at this point I'm not in the mood to sugarcoat things. I want to just give people raw truth, because if they are in my life long term, they should be able to, this is almost like a qualification of if you are worthy of being in my life. Can you handle some fucking hard truths or challenging truths or intense topics or what have you? And it feels so fucking right to be able to give that, but most people can't handle it because they're too fucking soft. But if you can handle it, that's a great reason of why I would appreciate you in my life, because I need people in my life to be able to handle hard truths and accept the fact that it might be hard in the moment, but you'll be glad I said something long term. So anyways, did that. That felt fucking incredible. I think it was really great for both of us to get a lot off our chest, cover some things we've both been wanting to talk about. And but I just find that it is so fucking toxic if you keep things to yourself when you should say it. So I just want to encourage you to say those things and be as transparent as possible. And I feel like another great way of doing this is really getting clear. So for what worked for me during this conversation was, number one, trying not to hold back on, or not trying to sugarcoat things or hold and try to say things in a certain way. Just fucking say them, and however they're received. You can't control that. What you can control is what you say and your actions and your thoughts and stuff like that, but you can't control the other person's response. And for me, I find that I can get too attached to the outcome and the response sometimes. Best way to not the best way, but a way to counteract that is make the win what you say, the win as the controllable. And for me, sending certain messages that I was scared to send was the win. That's within my control, not how it's perceived, if it's grabbed, if you will, if it's taken to heart in a good way or bad. Regardless, it just does. These things don't fucking matter. What matters is what you can control and having good intentions around that. Obviously not trying to go out of your way to hurt the person, but more so just being truthful, being real, being transparent. And if you, I don't even know, I just got sometimes I can forget. I used to just struggle with this a lot when I first started, which is forgetting that I'm recording, but now it's just so fucking normal. But I just got a glimpse of myself. I'm damn, I forgot I do this recording thing. But anyways, so that's number one is just don't hold back, be fucking real, and focus on what you can control. Secondly, make it about you. It's always about you, your experience. It's your perception. That's how you feel, how you're thinking about things. Don't try to be right. just try to learn. I mean, I feel like I just covered 3 points in that little bit, but still, like, that is, I think, the way to do things. You're not offending people, or at least I think you're probably going to offend people less when you just come at it in the perspective of, this isn't necessarily true, it's just true for me. This is just my truth, my reality, what I'm experiencing, what my thoughts are, what my feelings are, what my takeaways are in this regard. And make it about you always, because it's you're creating this at the end of the day. It's not the other person, it's you. You are 1000% in control of whatever is occurring at an energetic level. If you choose to buy into that, I suggest you do, but I do, and I absolutely do believe that. Like, I am creating this at an energetic level. So because this is occurring, it always draws back to me at the end of the day. And you also can't debate with other people's feelings and thoughts and experiences. It's theirs, so it just makes room for less debate. And I'll just cover another one, which is, I just highlighted on that last point, which is like, don't try to be fucking right. Just try to grow, try to learn. I see no sense in debate. I didn't spend almost any time debating in this conversation. It was more just like, I just wanted to get out my truths, and hopefully this person could see where I was coming from a little bit. If they didn't, that's completely fine. But I just wanted to learn. I wanted to understand where they were coming from, what was going on for them, what their perception was around certain topics. And I'm so fucking glad I did that, because everything makes so much more fucking sense after we went back and forth and just talked about a host of topics. And I'm so fucking glad I did that. So anyways, this was challenging as fuck for me. I was really nervous to do this, and I'm glad I did. And it just feels so fucking right to just tell the truth, be fully transparent, confront things that you've like, that are eating at you. Have that conversation with that person you've been meaning to. It might be challenging, it might be tough, but like, what's more tough is letting that resentment build, letting that anger build, letting those negatives feeling build, and then that turning into a fucking avalanche of negativity. And that was where this friendship was headed if I didn't say anything. So I'm glad we ended up having this talk, because it's just so fucking good to over communicate things. And again, the right people in your life will appreciate it, and those who aren't ready, you've just gotta love them where they're at, because they're not mentally ready to experience some tough conversations or to confront things. So anyways, I just want to encourage you to have that tough conversation, confront that hard thing that you've been meaning to confront. It's never as challenging as we actually think it is. Just be present in the moment, embrace whatever is, and fucking rock it. You got this. Anyways, I hope you appreciated this episode. Hope this brought you a few tips on this idea of confrontation and stuff like that. And if you liked it enough, please share it with a friend. If you thought it was worthy, please engage with it somehow, whether that's like, rating, comment. And if you like this type of content, I am constantly documenting my journey. So if you'd like to join me on my journey and hopefully gain a shit ton of knowledge in the process through my experience and through my lessons, go ahead and hit that like button for my Facebook page, a YouTube subscribe, or a podcast subscription as well. Whatever medium works best for you. That's where I post my main long form content. Anyways, appreciate you so much for watching and listening. My name is Josh Moxey. This is strange because I haven't done this. I've been so out of habit of recording as I catch up on content. Anyways, appreciate you watching and listening. My name is Josh Moxey, and I will catch you later.